welcome to episode 20 of Knitting Needles and Stems. I'm Carrie, I'm the host, and today is Sunday, November 2nd, 2025. Today we will talk about works in progress, finished objects, knit-alongs, more out than in, my patterns, and gardening. First, I'd like to welcome back all of our returning viewers. Thank you very much for coming back, and a big warm welcome to all the new viewers. You can find me in the Knitting Needles and Stems groups on Ravelry, Facebook, and Patreon. What's new for this week is that once we get to 100 subscribers, we are going to have a yarn giveaway. I haven't figured out which yarn yet, but as soon as I find out, I'm going to show it to you on the podcast. You can tell your friends. When we get to 100, I'll find a way for everyone to enter to be in that drawing for that yarn. We also had family weekend at my middle daughter's college. She goes to the University of Wisconsin in Eau Claire. That was a lot of fun. The kids got to swim in the college swimming pool. We got to play games at the college. We got to just hang out with her for the weekend. We went and painted pumpkins, which was not part of the college experience, but we are not football fans, so while everybody else was watching the football game, we were out painting pumpkins. So we just had a lot of fun doing that, and it was nice to have that time with her because she's at college so much. So let's jump right in to works in progress. The first thing that I've been working on is my Trillusions socks. These are by Adrienne Fong. And for these, I'm using Bumblebee Acres Farm Squishy Sock in the Shifter Lysandra colorway. So I have the first sock, I have the whole short leg, and the whole foot is done. It just needs a toe because I work my socks in tandem. For my second sock, I'm working my way down the foot. So I still have a little ways to go before the second sock is where the first one is. But I really like this yarn. I like the colors in the yarn, and I like the way that the pattern is showing for this colorway. They're little triangles. They're really simple. It's actually lace is supposed to be running down through there, but instead of making lacy socks, I decided that they would not be so lacy. So when I did the yarn over for the lace on the next row, I just knit into the back of that stitch, and it kind of closes up the stitch and keeps it from being really lacy. So again, this is Trillusions by Adrienne Fong using Bumblebee Acres Farm Squishy Sock in the Shifter Lysandra colorway. The next thing that I've been working on is a mystery pattern. This one is One Love Mystery Shawl by Joji Locatelli. So if you are taking part in the mystery knit along and you have not come close to starting or completing clue 1, I'm not finished all the way with clue 1, but you can just fast forward a little bit through the video. I'll have a timestamp down here to tell you where you can start watching again. So this is One Love Shawl, Mystery Shawl by Joji Locatelli. And for this, I'm using Happy Habit hand-dyed yarn by Laura in the Bourbon Color Scale Variegated. And I love bourbon. I'm a Kentucky girl through and through, so when I saw this yarn when I was on my vacation in Kentucky, I couldn't resist. This is the scale of all the different strengths and aged bourbons. And the pattern is, so it's a garter stitch, so it's really squishy. I just started the lace here, and I'm almost done with clue 1, not quite yet, but almost. So again, this is One Love Mystery Shawl by Joji Locatelli using Happy Habit hand-dyed yarn by Laura in the Bourbon Color Scale Variegated. I've also been working on the Equinox socks for Lexi. Lexi's my oldest. They're called the Equinox socks because that's the color of the yarn. For these, I'm going to be using the Fish Lips Kiss heel. It's my favorite heel to use. And I did use that in the Trilusion socks too. And I'm using Mustache Yarn Perfect Match, and the colorway is Equinox. So it's like a rainbow. And the Mustache Yarn's Perfect Match comes in 2 matching balls. So you should get 2 matching socks, unless you're like me and you want the socks to be opposite of each other. Well, I guess like Lexi, because I did ask Lexi if that was okay, and Lexi agreed. So right now what I have is the toe on each sock is complete. I will be taking these to work with me. I have some training coming up. I'm going to be sitting in my office watching a video for 2 days, 2 8-hour days of video watching. So these will be going with me to work for me to work on to help keep me engaged while I'm sitting and watching those videos. So again, I'm calling these Lexi's Equinox socks. They're going to have a Fish Lips Kiss heel. That's by Socks Therapist. And I'm using Mustache Yarned Perfect Match in Equinox. And it's a really fun rainbow, and Lexi really loves rainbows, so it's just perfect. The next thing that I've been working on, I actually just started it yesterday, was for the Saturday Social in the Knitting in the Loft group. It's the Swirl Hot Pad Trivet by Mita Jairam. And for this one, I'm using Knit Picks Dishy in Lilac Mist and Mulberry. So this trivet, when I looked at it, it's a circular trivet. And when I looked at it, I thought that it would start in the middle and work its way out, but I was wrong. It starts on the outside and works its way in. So you can see it's worked in garter stitch with a knit stitch. This is where the decreases are to make it into the circle. So again, this is the Swirling Hot Pad Trivet by Mita Jairam, using Knit Picks Dishy in Lilac Mist and Mulberry. I feel like I'm going through these really fast, or I really just don't have very many to talk about. So this might be a really short episode today. The next thing, well, the last thing that I've been working on is my counted cross stitch. I'm working on Let's Be Magical by Ursula Michael. And this is what I have so far. I decided that I was working on it without the hoop, because the hoop, I've decided to work on each one color at a time. So I used all the orange, and all the orange is done, all the tangerine is done. So I did the bottom, and there's some at the top. And now I'm working on the yellow. And because it moves around so much, I decided that it would be easier to do it without the hoop and just embroider or cross stitch it, which was suggested in one of the Ravelry groups that I'm in. And I was like, well, no, you can't do that, right? That wouldn't work, but it really does work. And I'm almost done with with the yellow. I'm working my way all the way around, and then there's a little bit of yellow down at the bottom where the castle is and on the buckles of the shoes. But this is Counted Cross Stitch Let's Be Magical by Ursula Michael. Okay, that's all the works in progress that I have. Let's move on to finished objects. The first thing that I finished, I can't show you. It is my secret project that I've been telling you about for the last few weeks. When I told you that we went down to family weekend at the college, I took this project with me because it's easy to work on while I'm doing other things. We actually went to a concert of dueling pianos. If you ever have a chance to go see the dueling pianos, you should definitely do it because it was amazing. It was so much fun. They play songs that are requested by the audience, and they encourage audience participation. So it was really fun. But anyway, my secret project is done. It will be gifted in December, and then I will be able to share with you pictures of what it was, and you can ooh and ah over that one. The next thing that I finished was my nettle. This is the Numpkin and Nettle pattern by Sarah Shira. For this one, I used Knit Picks Palette and Clover, and Leading Men Fiber Art Showstopper in Darkest Hour. This one was also a mystery, but since all of the clues are out now, and they've been out for about a week, I'm comfortable showing it to you. So this is my nettle. I love her little pointy and folded over hat. It's so cute. She's pumpkin shaped. If you look under her hair, she's pumpkin shaped. I used almost all, well, not almost all. I used too much of this orange that was a mystery color that I had for me to be able to make my numpkin with the same orange, but I will use different orange. And she has these striped socks for her legs, and I think she just turned out so cute. And she was in perfect time for Halloween this year. I got her done on the 30th, which is actually my brother's birthday. Happy birthday, bro. And yeah, I just love her. I just love her. She's gonna be one of my Halloween decorations. And the pattern actually said to knit the part where you do the hair and wash it and let it dry and then unravel it to make it more kinky and curly. But I decided she wanted long and scraggly hair, so I think it turned out really cute. So again, this is the Numpkin and Nettle pattern. This is Nettle by Sarah Shira, and I used Knit Picks Palette in the Clover colorway and Leading Men Fiber Arts Showstopper in Darkest Hour, and this mystery orange glittery yarn that I had. The next thing that I finished is the Delicate Snowflake by Elena Rugel. This was actually from a YouTube video, and it is for one of the Saturday Social and the Knitting in the Loft groups. This one is 2 rounds. Yeah, it's just 2 rounds. On one round, you do these middle with the chains coming up, the middle with the chains. And then the next round is where you make all of the little leaves that come off. So it was really fun to make, and it was a good thing that there was a video because I was having a little bit of trouble figuring out, even with the video, where she wanted me to insert the hook and do all that stuff. So again, this is the Delicate Snowflake by Elena Rugel. The next thing and the last thing that I finished is the December Snowflake by Crochetpedia. This is a little snowflake, and I'm using up the different colors of crochet thread that I got from my friend when her aunt passed away. This one, somehow I missed a couple of the pickets, but it's a snowflake. No 2 snowflakes are the same, and none of them are exactly symmetrical all the time, right? Maybe they are, but this one isn't. So again, this is the December Snowflake by Crochetpedia. Okay, let's move on to knit-alongs. The first knit-along that I'm participating in is in the Project A Month Cow group. For this month in November, we are doing the Snowflake Mug Hug by Yarnspirations Design Studio. And that it runs for the whole month of November. It's a really cute mug koozie for like a travel mug, and it has a snowflake on it. So all of the patterns that we do in that group each month are free, so come on over and join us in the Project a Month Cow group. The next knit along that I'm participating in is in Zimmy's deck. It is the WIP Bingo 2025, and it runs from September 1st to November 15th, 2025. For that one, I already have one bingo, and I don't think I'm going to make it to another bingo. But when you sign up for the bingo, you get a personalized card, and all the cards are not the same. So there are lots of fun things that she has on the cards, and it's definitely worth checking out over in Zimmy's deck Ravelry group. The next knit along that I'm participating in is the Yarniacs Podcast 2025 WIP Clean Up. This one is to encourage you to finish all your works in progress before the end of the year. This one runs from September 23rd to December 31st. So any project started before September 23rd, 2025 is eligible for this cow. And the last knit along that I'm participating in, this is my first year participating in this one, and it is in the Down Cellar Studio podcast group on Ravelry. It is the Pigskin Party. The Pigskin Party runs from September 4th to February 9th, 2026. September 4th, 2025 to February 9th, 2026. And she has the Instagram hashtag DCS Pigskin Party 25. And I think I said that wrong on the last episode. I apologize for that. But the Pigskin Party runs all through football season, and certain things that you make, everything has to be started after September 4th, on September 4th or after, and finished by February 9th. And some of the things that you make can get you extra entries for the prizes, and there's lots of great sponsors, and it's just really fun over there. So jump on over there and check it out, because there is time. You have till February 9th, so there's time to get some things done over there. So let's move on to more out than in. Okay, for October of 2025, I did not bring any new yarn in, and the only thing that I finished that I had actually entered into my stash was knittle, and I sent out 84 yards for that, and that's only because I only knew the color or the yardage for the Leading Men Fiber Arts and for the Knit Picks palette color or yarns that I used. So it's 84 yards out, 0 brought in, and year to date that brings me to 13,958 yards out and only 9,283 yards brought in. So I'm still up for the year, or down for the year. I'm up because I'm down. I have less brought in than I sent out. So that's what my goal is. My goal is to hone my stash so that I have yarns that I love, with plans of what I'm going to be making with them. So let's move on to my patterns. I sell patterns on Ravelry as carried from fleece, and I've been working on my 2026 mystery critter. My mystery critter, this is the 6th year that I've done it, and it's kind of like a celebration for the end of tax season, because I am a senior tax analyst by trade, and by April 15th I really need something to celebrate. I mean, it's a celebration day all in itself because the long exhausting tax season is over, and I decided that making a mystery critter and having people work on mystery critters would make me even more happy on that day. So the first clue of the 6 clue pattern always comes out on April 15th, and then they're released weekly to come up with a cute little critter. Now let's move on to gardening. While we were at family weekend, I actually picked up a new plant. We went to a cute little cat cafe. We didn't realize when we decided we were going to go there, well, we did realize just before that you have to pay $15 for an hour to go in and sit with the cats, and there were 4 of us, so that would have been a little expensive for us to go in and sit with the cats. But there was a big window. There's still a cafe. We ordered coffee. We sat by the big window where you could see the cats, and they were all so cute. And while we were sitting there at the table, I saw this little rubber plant. It's little, and tiny. And yes, it was $20. I bought it because I love rubber tree plants, and I didn't realize this is a baby rubber plant and it's completely different than a rubber tree plant. But that's okay because I like it anyway. It turns out when I went to pay for it, they told me that it was a 15-year-old girl who gets these plants ready in the cute little pot. Look at the cat pot. And she sells them in their shop, and I think that's just adorable. And she also had little crocheted cats, which of course I loved. I didn't buy any of those, but this is my new baby rubber plant from the Cat Cafe down in Eau Claire. Well, that's all that I have for you today. So until next time, keep doing what you love. Bye.